What's up, y'all? HTG Brian back live on HTG. That's right, we're back on the main channel. If you guys are unfamiliar of why I'm saying that, it's because we've been streaming live over on HTG TV for all month, and it's going to continue to be over there. So, game breaks, guide videos, Lego streams, all right here on the main channel. All other variety streams and content that we're going to put out is going to be over on HTG TV. Hopefully you guys have subscribed. If not, we can get you some links. We'd love to see you over there and hanging out on our daily/weekly stream. So as you guys know, this is Gamebreak. We're going to go ahead and jump in right away. I normally say hi to the chat and all that, but we've been hanging out for the last hour. So most of you have been here hanging out and definitely have gotten some conversation with me and others. So we're just going to go ahead and jump right in. Now, if you guys remember last month, we hit a pretty big milestone of hitting 206,000 subscribers. We had upped our subscriber count by about 300, which was nice. So we actually switched over from streaming and just basically went from full streams to like just Lego and specific streams. And I think that's really helping the algorithm figure things out. You could see we had 813,000 views and 43,000 watch time hours. That was last month. Here's this month. You can see since we've made the switch, there's quite a big increase. We've got 1,648 subs, which means that we got about 300 more than last month. And our watch time and views are up pretty significantly too. As you can see, we got 3,000 more watch time hours. That's exactly what we need over on HTG TV to get our monetization back. But it's kind of wild that we actually had 3,000 more watch time hours over here this month when I've been doing less over here. It doesn't make much sense, but it totally makes sense on how YouTube finds and pushes content. So pretty awesome stuff. We also hit the 208,000 subscriber mark, which is awesome, but also kind of like not as impressive as it used to be. The thing with that is that you'd think that with over 1,600 new subs this month, we would see way more action and activity on posts, likes, comments on streams, and we just don't. And I'm not exactly sure why that is or why it struggles for that. I'm still trying to figure that out. There's some mentors and some people out there that I can contact and pay lots of money to try and figure this out for me. There's also boosters and things like that. I get all the time, like, your channel sucks. It needs to have more traffic. Here, we could do it for you for $700 a month. And it's like, that's fake traffic. That's not something I'm interested in. I want that organic awesomeness. I want people to like the content and come back for it, which they do for the guides. It's just not so much with the live streams, and I've sort of settled with that. A lot of people are confused, like, why do you only have 17 people watching right now? You got over 208,000. That's a great question, but at the same time, not everybody is here for the streams. They're here for the guides. Like, that's my niche, and I've accepted it. So Lego for the win, and hopefully Funko Fusion will be the future with more Funko games coming down the line, or at least more content. So more people showing up. What up, what up, what up? Hey, Phantom's out there. What up, Phantom? I hadn't said hi to you yet. And yes, in regards to, has a great question about whether or not I've seen the trailer to Sonic 3. No, I haven't, because I know I want to see that movie. I know what it's about. And I just feel that today's trailers are too revealy, too exposy. They give way too much. And to each their own. I'm not knocking anybody for watching a trailer, especially if you want to know more details about it, you're excited or hyped for it. There's nothing wrong with that. But knowing I want to see it, I like for example, here's a perfect example. The movie Trap, right? The new M. Night Shyamalan movie. When I heard M. Night Shyamalan had a new movie, I had no idea what it was. I knew it was a Shyamalan. I knew I wanted to see it, but I wanted to know more about it because not all of them have been like super awesome. There's been a couple that have been great and a couple that have been meh. And so I watched the trailer for that, but I have not watched Sonic 3 because I know I want to see it. So, yeah. And I mean, there's just certain things that just get spoiled. The action scenes all get shown, right? You get to see all the cool, highlighted, fun moments in about a 90-second or less trailer. And yes, it's only bits and pieces of it, but I just feel it's too much. So I've stayed away from it. I do watch trailers, but just not things. And we found out yesterday, I passed on, I suggested somebody, actually Kirsten and Gray, watch a trailer for a movie. They've been running an ad on TV for this movie for a couple weeks now, and the trailer on Google was very different than the trailer on the TV. And I felt pretty bad about sending them to watch it because it was very surprisingly inappropriate in a way. It was also very harmful or harmless and funny, but it was pretty funny. So let's see here. Hoosiers out there. What up, Hoosier? I see new Pow Plays has shown up too. What up, guys? What up? What up? Oh, timer animations. Content. Wait. So I don't really know what your content is, but have you played Lego Dimensions? We have played them all. We actually have guides for every one of them except for Lego Indiana Jones 2. The cheat sheet for all our Lego playlists is actually in the bottom of the chat right now. I just posted it. There should be a link there. It actually takes you to happythumbsgaming.com, our main website, which is where the cheat sheet is. It has every one of our Lego archives there. So Dimensions, I've got 3 different playlists for Dimensions. I've got the starter kit playthrough, where we just play through the story and free play and finish the majority of the trophy list with the characters that are provided. I also have builds, a ton of, not all, but a ton of the build videos, the instructions for how those different pieces, because you had to play the game in order to get the instructions for the builds. They didn't have the builds in the boxes, which was very unusual, and some people found that hard. So I went ahead and put the videos up online. And then we also have the, basically the all inclusive. So anybody and everybody doing the 10, and I did live streams of it too. And I got the 1016. So, we're coming up, actually September, if I remember correctly, is the 9-year anniversary. So next year will be the 10-year anniversary. I've had plans to replay it on the 10-year for about 3 years. I don't know if I'm going to wait that long. We'll have to wait and see. If I do a stream of Lego Dimensions, it will likely be like a full wipe. It'll probably be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, probably 4 hours a day for however long it takes to get it done. Most of it's pretty easy. Some of it's kind of repetitive. Those Sonic races, I don't know if I want to do those live again. I've already done that once. I got through them. You guys know there's certain games that I do okay on and certain games that I really thrive on and other games that I'm not so good at. Those Sonic races were pretty tough. I'm glad that I got through them, though, with all you guys supporting me. Let's see here. Oh, we got Kova. What up? Welcome to the stream. Tomorrow out there, flexing. Let's go. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and drop a 5-bomb. I haven't done this yet today. I've dropped a couple earlier before stream started, but let's go ahead and drop a 5-bomber. Let's call out the old Teflon. Are you out there, Teflon? Are you out there? You're about to get bumped off the list, bro. We got our 5-piece. Let's go. Oh, look at that. We got Noob. We got Dragon Girl. We got Jordan C. We got Connie. All right, let's go. Hopefully that'll bring Connie out of the woodwork. She hasn't been around in a little bit. It'd be lovely to see her. But congrats to all the people who just received memberships. You're welcome. No big deal. Hopefully others will join in on that and make it rain. All right, so good month. Big thanks to all you guys for watching. I know that a ton of you are watching over on HTG TV as well. I do not have any of the stats or anything for that, other than we have officially hit 1,500 plus watch time hours, which we need 3,000. So we thought it was going to take 3 to 4 months to get it back. And then it looked like maybe it was only going to take 2 to 3 weeks. And then the track stuff started slowing down. And now it looks like we'll probably cross the finish line before the end of September. Now, again, any and all of you who are not familiar with HTG TV, please let us know. We'll drop a link, and we would love to see you over there, not only for the live streams, but potentially watching some of our old stuff. We got Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, no, sorry, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, Resident Evil 5. We got Black Ops play. We've got Apex. We got over 100 episodes, streams of Apex. I mean, tons of content, hundreds of videos over there too. And a lot of you guys don't even know that channel exists, and that's okay. But at the end of the day, we'd love to see you over there. And just because I'm being handy, I got a link in the chat for y'all right now too. Click it, subscribe, let me know that you guys want to see more stuff. We got Kevy G out there too. What up, dude? Kevy G in the house. Kevy G. Do you know when Funko Fusion comes out? I'm just curious. We're under 2 weeks. We're under 2 weeks. It's September 13th. September 13th. I'm hoping I get it earlier. But, and Phasmophobia is another game we played over there. Thank you for reminding me, Hoosier. Appreciate your support. I saw your likes, too. I was like, it was funny because I got all these notifications this morning, and it was like, who? I'm like, who is doing all this? Nah, I was just kidding. I knew who it was, but it was just, all right, I'll see myself out. Again, guys, pretty prolific month. Lots of great stats, lots of great times. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and continuing to let me live my dream of playing video games. It's like unreal. Also, thank you for helping me stick it to my old man. When I was younger, he used to tell me, go outside and play video games, it's just a fad, you're never gonna blah, 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 blah. I'm not like rolling in the dough, rich and super famous, but I've been able to sustain and enjoy what I do for quite a long time. And it's really because of you guys. So thank you so much. Like, seriously, thank you. Now, this next section is going to really make some people happy, and some people are going to be like, what the crap? And other people are going to be like, lame. I understand that. This next segment is not for everyone, and I'm going to kind of feel you guys out and see what you want to see and hear. We went to a concert at the beginning of the month. My old man, who I was just ripping on, was kind enough to take my wife and I to a pretty sweet concert up in Forest Grove, Oregon. It was at a McMinimum's, which if you're anywhere near the Pacific Northwest, the McMinimum's were a couple of brothers who started a pub, actually in Hillsboro, which I used to go to when I was like 4 years old. My dad became friends with them while also working at a beer distribution center. So he worked at it was actually Miletus Beverage at the time. Now it's like, I don't even remember, Portland Beverage or something like that. Anyways, fast forward, my dad became pretty tight with these McMinimum brothers, and they went on to like become a huge powerhouse of like buying old buildings and renovating them and turning them into like restaurants, bars, and concert venues. So there's tons of them. There's one on the Columbia Gorge that's super famous. I believe it's called Edgewater. We went to the what is it? Something at the Grove. I can't remember the name of it. Anyways, there's a bunch of them all over. We got Thompson's Brewery right down the street, which is like an old cathedral house. It almost looks like a church or something. Like, it's very exquisitely designed, and it's probably from the early 1900s or maybe even 1800s. They've remodeled it, restored it, and it's a really nice restaurant and bar right up the street from us. Anyways, Farmer knows. He's been there. Terminator for the win, bro. Moving along, we went and saw a Pink Floyd cover band. They're actually called Aussie Floyd, and they're from Australia, hence the Aussie. And these guys are so good. Like, my dad was telling me, oh, these guys are so good. They put on a great show. We went last year. We've been a couple years back and blah, 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 blah. And you're going to love it. I know you love Pink Floyd, and I know you're going to love. So there's also another sort of Pacific Northwest thing. I don't know how far this goes. So you guys may have this wherever you live too. But when I was a kid, one of the coolest things you could do was go to a place called OMSI here in Oregon. And it was a museum, but they had like this special planetarium that also did laser light shows. So like by day, it was like a planetarium, and like you could look up and sit in these like, you know, stadium seats or whatever, and look up at the sky, and inside you'd see like the stars, and they could do all this stuff with the stars and stuff. We went there for school once. It was pretty cool. Later in life, I actually went there to check out a Pink Floyd laser light show. We saw a couple of them over the years. I don't remember who all we saw, but I feel like we've seen Zeppelin, I've seen Pink Floyd, and I want to say there was like a rapper too, but I can't think of who it was, so maybe not. But anyways, pretty cool. Pink Floyd laser light shows, again, maybe sort of Oregon. I don't know how, they may be everywhere. Really cool stuff. This ended up being sort of like that. It was Pink Floyd playing, but not the real guys. And it ended up being a crazy laser light show. So I've got some clips here. Start off with a couple of just 2-minute. Most of these are probably going to pop copyright because that's how good they were. That's how good they were. So here we go. I'm gonna run like this. This clip's only like 12 seconds. We got a couple of small clips, and I got a longer clip if y'all want to see it. So, but here we go. Pink Floyd cover band, Australian Pink Floyd, Aussie Floyd. Here we go. So when they came out on stage and started playing, like, yeah, you know, it's pretty easy to get some music down. Like, if you're a good musician and you're surrounded by other good musicians, playing a song like that's famous, that sounds good, isn't necessarily that difficult. Again, I'm saying if you have the talent and you practice and you play, I'm not saying it's impossible or not. I'm just saying, like, it's I couldn't do it, but you know, so hearing the music was pretty awesome. Then hearing these two, they had two vocalists. They were unreal how much they sounded like the original singers. So that was pretty awesome. Pretty specific audience demographic. Well, yeah, mostly like, you know, anybody from 1960 to 1990, probably. Because Pink Floyd was still making music into the 90s, but I don't think it was as followed. But I mean, it was pretty prolific in the early days. But yes, definitely not for everybody. But like I said, it's gonna ruffle some feathers, but also impress some others. I know Justin's probably like, yeah, man, Pink Floyd. Yeah, see, there you go. Got grounded for your grades. No, bro, I was so happy for you for a second, just for like that minor nanosecond. All right, here we go. We got another clip here, another song. Phone was focusing on the hair in front of me and not in the people in the crowd. So anyways, fun stuff. Now, I believe this next one is a photo. Nope. Okay, so let me go back. Notice the right side of the stage. There's like a giant, he was dancing. They had him doing stuff like puppeteering. And Jillian said she got a whole video of the thing, but I actually didn't grab it. So let's go back. Volume okay on the videos? I was typing it up thinking I had a little bit more time on the clip, but I guess I didn't. I tried to get it pretty good. It looks like Farmer saw Roger Waters, who was the original lead singer of Pink Floyd in the back of the day. He's been touring and doing some stuff sort of independently. He's got some of his own music, but they do a lot of the Pink Floyd stuff as well. But yeah, no, exactly. And they had all that stuff. They had tons of clips from the wall that played on that little screen in the back. It was really pretty epic. There's a shot right there of like some stuff happening on the back screen. Then if you notice on the right-hand side, there was like this weird, so they obviously had smoke machines blowing smoke, but like the sun was setting and the smoke was glaring, and like it actually provided one of the most amazing natural ambient shots I've ever seen. Ready? Look at that. Like, and if you look at the crowd, there's a ton of people that are actually looking over to the right. I mean, a lot of people are watching the main show too, but that's pretty epic, if I don't say so myself. I mean, look at that. Like, it just looked so naturally amazing. All right, so, and then, and this is where I got a couple of clips and a couple of videos. Do that everywhere. So here we go. Smoke show, laser lights. Ready? So, a couple more clips. And if this is getting old, let me know. Wild, huh? I saw somebody mention they got an ad, and I also see ads are crazy. They shouldn't be. They're literally set the same as they always are. And maybe if you're coming and going to Nice, if you leave at any point and then return, it auto plays an ad. And then it has a set timer of when ads play. Again, I have it on balanced is the setting, so not. I have very little control other than I've got it like balanced versus aggressive or not running ads, because I can choose to not run them too. But 2 ads. Well, I mean, that's how it's probably going to be. They'll probably come in 2s. But I have little control over it, guys, so I apologize. Other than turning them off, which would then turn the channel off. So hopefully it'll be fine from here on out. A couple more photos, and I got one last video. Oh, psych. The crap. Maybe I got my buttons wrong here. Okay, so we do have a couple more videos, and then you guys want to see more videos, or you just want photos and move on? I have 2 really amazing photos, and there is 2 videos left too. One of them is, let's see here. One of them is 2 minutes. One of them is 27 seconds. So you guys tell me, you guys want to see more videos, or you want me to move on? All right, since nobody's saying anything, I'm going to play this one. It's 2 minutes. Hit me up. Tell me to cancel it. Move on. So one thing I would love to see my stream software add is a video bar that shows how long the video is, so I have an idea of when it's going to be over, or when it's going to come back, or whatever. But pretty awesome stuff. I got one last video and then a couple photos, and then we'll roll on to the next topic. Get that phone out of there, down in front. So, pretty awesome. Last couple photos just to show you the ambience. I mean, like, look at that. That is like screaming Pink Floyd laser light show, and it was just part of it. And then last but not least, we got like this crazy, like, I don't know, centerpiece of awesome. Pretty fun stuff, though. Like, you guys know me, in the last few years, even prior to COVID, I have sort of struggled with anxiety and sensory overload. And for me, when I go to a place that has a lot of people or a lot of noise, I mean, it can be a restaurant, it can be a mall, it can be anywhere. And it can really strike me at any time. Like I will feel fine and I will be happy go lucky, ready to do whatever. And then something just changes and it just overwhelms me and my body just shuts down in a way like the super uncomfortable and not okay. So I become more of a homebody than anything. So anything that I enjoy doing, I hesitate. Even Blazer games and things that I've lived for my whole life, I still struggle to like want to do things. Like I actually wanted to go to a couple concerts this summer, and two of them were actually on the same day as the Pink Floyd one. So I had to choose, and I'd already committed to the Pink Floyd, so I ended up missing that. But Too Short was one of them that I want to see. I've seen him a couple times. I'd love to see him again before he retires, but I still even would have struggled wanting to go to those things. So getting out is always a challenge for me, but I always enjoy it and appreciate the fact that I've gone out. And Jillian's helped me with a lot of that and pushed me in ways that aren't aggressive or forceful or shameful. And, you know, so we're slowly getting to be more out and about with our things. Now, even Volkswagen shows and stuff, I still hesitate to go and do some of those things. And so, like there's a big party tonight that I'm involved in that I'm supposed to go to, and it's at my dad's house. It's mostly my family, but even that is just sometimes it's a little overwhelming. So super glad I got to go out and see that. Hadn't been to a concert in quite a while. We will likely go again next year when they come, and I highly recommend going. If you guys get a chance, they tour all over the place. I should have got my shirt out. Well, here, I'll get it right now. So here's the shirt I actually got at the concert, but here's like the tour locations. Like they go all over the place. I mean, you can't read it because it's blurry and my camera's super awesome, but I mean, they put on like 40 shows a year or something, 50 shows a year or something, which, you know, for some is not a lot, but that's quite a bit, traveling all over the place. So definitely highly recommend if you ever get a chance to see definitely go do it. Now, next up on the list, usually every month I tend to get, oh, Gray's out there flexing, let's go! Teflon who? Teflon who? Once a month I usually place an order with Lego.com and get something new. This month I chose to get a set that is pretty near and dear to me. And I've kind of been on the fence about maybe potentially building it live. I still got, you guys can't see it, but right here, there is another camera mounted to the ceiling that looks down. It's sort of like my unboxing cam, if you will. Boy, I just moved that and I'm getting a reflection. I've been talking about maybe doing something like that at some point. It's got almost 1,000 pieces in it though. And I don't know how my old fingies will hold up or how long I'll be able to do it. I've got some new glasses. I actually got new glasses. So these are like my everyday sort of distance, long range. They got the UV protection, so it kind of helps me with the screen stuff as I'm on all day. But then I've got readers. So I got some new readers yesterday. So these might help me being able to see what I'm doing and build. But I can also, you know, my old readers, really tall. So like this, I always had to have the thing down here, and I hate, like, it creates tension and pressure, and my nose gets all, and I don't like that. So I have got some new ones, and I'm happy to have those. So I might be doing a Lego build at some point. Anybody got any ideas what it might be? It's roughly 1,000 pieces. It's new in the last month. There's actually more than one set in the photo I'm about to show you, but the one I'm talking about, you guys will know. Near and dear, it's from my childhood, actually. Pretty big deal. And also, it's the original. Hey, Gray, shut it. Nobody asked you. Nobody asked you. Way to ruin it. Yes, it's Bumblebee. I got Bumblebee. We also got the Plum Blossoms. And up top is a Lego Ninjago VIP is what they used to call it. Now it's called like, I don't even remember. I don't even remember what they're called now. They changed it. It's like, it's instead of a VIP, I think they thought they were being exclusive, which is exactly what it is. You buy a lot of Lego, you pay money, you get a VIP card, and you accumulate more points because you're a VIP for Lego. Now they call it like something else. I can't remember, but Anyways, pretty cool stuff. We had to cash in points. So every dollar you spend, you get like a point or whatever. And then you can cash in these points for sets. They have certain collectibles like hats and things, drawing books, wrapping paper, all sorts of stuff that's Lego themed. And you can cash in your points. So I cashed in my points and got that Lego Ninjago set. There's actually 4 VIP Lego Ninjago sets. I have 3 of them now. So I'm 1 away and I've got the points to get it. But the problem with these is you cash in your points and then you have to apply a code to a future order. You can't just go cash in my points, send me my set. You have to attach that VIP bonus set with another order. So I ordered this. Now, a little fun fact about this. I'm actually really pissed at Lego right now. Like, pissed. They had a deal where if you spent $100, you got a promotional Lego set. I saw this and I started doing some stuff and I moved some things around and I specifically got this set. I wasn't going to get Bumblebee, but I added Bumblebee because it put me over the threshold for not 100, but 150, which also had another bonus Lego set, gift with purchase, as they call them. So I checked out, I paid my money. In my cart that I checked out with, it had those 3 sets. So I bought actually 2 other sets too. They're not out yet. They actually ship tomorrow. I think they ship tomorrow. If you guys haven't heard, Lego has collaborated with Fortnite and they're putting out sets. So I have the Lego Fortnite Llama, the Loot Llama. I got Lego Fortnite Battle Bus, and I got some of the Lego Fortnite Durr Burgers. I actually got one for Reese and one for his friend Callan. I don't know if you've ever heard this story. Reese's best friend since preschool is Callan. Callan's still around to this day. We hang out with him often. He goes on trips. He went to Hawaii with us. He went to Legoland and Legoland and Disneyland with us. Like, he's part of our family. He's our unofficial adopted son. Callan, for some stupid reason a long time ago, I was like, hey, let's check the calendar. And I was like, Callan, we're checking the calendar. And then I was kind of making fun of him and I said, hey, Durr, we're checking the calendar. And like, I was just being an idiot. They must have been like 5 years old, 6 years old. And the Durr stuck. So like, his nickname with us is often the Durr. So when the Durr Burger came out, like, it was only natural. So Callan, if you're watching, forget I just said what I said because it's a surprise. But if you're not watching, just know that you got something coming. And he probably has no idea. But anyway, so fun stuff. So the Durr Burger. Now, speaking of Lego, I bought some new Lego and I dug everywhere. Kirsten will tell you. Well, maybe not. She was meatman the crap out of me yesterday. Hey, Paige, what's up? I was trying to tell him yesterday, I was looking for a photo. This was actually 2 days ago, now that I think about it. 2 days ago, I was looking for a photo, and I could not find it. Basically, I've taken photos of our Lego shelf, and I've showed you guys in the past. I could not find a picture. The shelf, the way we had things organized, most sets were visible, so you could see either the side of the box or the number of the box or something on it so you could identify what it was. That actually having the front loaded and not having the back portion of the shelves filled really was not very, efficient. So the wife and I sat down and we actually pulled almost everything off the shelf. And then we reapplied stuff based on shapes of boxes versus like themes. So instead of having like all of our Lego Scooby-Doo stuff some of the Scooby might be up higher or lower, right? Or whatever. But a lot of the boxes were similarly stacked based on size. And as a result, we were able to get so much more done. We also had some big boxes on the bottom that had like a little gap on the top that had just a little bit of space, but you couldn't really see what was there. But we filled that space with small, thin sets too. So we inventoried everything. And we know what we have on a computer spreadsheet, but we can't see everything on the shelf anymore. But it's crazy how much space we have. I mean, so this is kind of the lower half. You could see part of the organization that's happened. And again, I unfortunately could not find a original picture to show you guys that would have had a little more detail of kind of how messy and bulky it was. There was no free space anywhere, and it looked like the whole shelf was full, but it wasn't. So there's another. You can see we got the stuff I was talking about, the thin sets stacked on top of the big sets down low. So we started doing that, which actually freed up a ton of space. And you can see up top how much more. Now, if you look in the back, sort of middle left, you can see a Luigi set on its side. Those Mario, Luigi, and Princess Peach sets that came out originally were such an odd, really like a polygonal design. Like they're not square, they're not rectangular. They were really weird shaped. But what I found was if I tipped them up on their side, as you can see Luigi, I could fit way more of them. And so I actually have, I think I have 6 of the Mario sets. I have 2 of the Luigi and 2 of the Princess Peach. And then I also have 2 of the Yoshi sets too. The Yoshi ones actually are a little bit better. I think actually the top left corner there, the furthest set up there, I think is Yoshi. And it's, anyways, we got lots of free space. So I have been given the green light to order more Lego. No, I'm just kidding. We've actually slowed down quite a bit. And the wife and I are back and forth all the time about how we want to proceed with this. Now, much like stocks or certain investments, there's almost always a good time and a bad time to buy and sell. So, a lot of people ask me, about my Lego investments and things like that. We probably, over the years, and it's probably been 15 years worth of purchasing, over the 15 years worth of purchasing, we've probably spent somewhere between $5,000 and $7,000 on Lego. Now, that's not a ton. I mean, really, especially for investing. Like if you're trying to make money and invest, if you put $100 into an account and try to make money off it, you're going to find out that the compound interest and all that's not going to go very high. So you want to put more into it. So a lot of people put 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70,000. I know of people that have maxed out lots of credit cards to buy their Lego in hopes that they can sell it at a profit. It doesn't always work that way, and that is not at all how we function. We do not buy anything we cannot afford, and we try to buy and target sets that either are near and dear to my heart or that will likely be something that makes a decent profit in the end. So like things like Back to the Future, Transformers, things that have hit lots of people's homes and hearts, and, but the problem is you got to sit on these sets for 5 or 10 years before they really inflate to any kind of worthwhile money making. So right now we have Scooby-Doo's that are like 10 years old. We've got, I've got a bunch of 2015 holiday theme stuff that's about to hit that 10-year mark. We still got a year to go, obviously. I can count, but, some of these things are 10, 12, 13 years old. And a few of them have quadrupled in price. So something we spent $25 on is maybe $100 now. Some things that we spent $200 are $300 or $400, $500 now. Unfortunately, we haven't had any like knock it out of the park, like we paid $40 and now it's worth $1,000. Not anything quite extravagant like that. When we did the inventory, we didn't do the BrickLink prices, which are the current sort of low end market. And then there's, Amazon, eBay, all these places that sort of dictate what the prices are. But if you're really trying to liquidate, you probably want to sell on eBay and other places to really get those investments. Because if people know about BrickLink and shop there, you're going to find that a set that will sell for $300 on eBay is probably only $100 at BrickLink. And it's a lot to do with people like me who have bought sets and just hoarded them and are trying to sell them. So the more that are for sale, the less they are worth. And so, we were talking about this the other day, like we're probably going to slow down on the Lego because like 10 years ago, it was worth more than gold to, better investment than gold on the returns. Now, because everybody heard that and everybody's doing it, it's not quite as profitable. They're also mass producing the Lego sets. It's just like baseball, basketball, football, hockey cards. They got to a point where there was like a peak in the collectible, times, and then it sort of fell off. And now, my Michael Jordan rookie card is worth half of what it was 10 years ago. And, I have a friend that has O.J. Simpson's rookie card. You think that'd be worth a fortune with all the junk and the history of the good and the bad, right? Like, you think that celebrity card would be worth, it's not, it's worth like $100 too. Like, it's wild. So, knowing when to hold them and when to fold them is quite important. And so the wife and I have been back and forth. Like, as you guys know, I've been sort of hunting for a car for a couple of years now. And first it was the availability of the car I wanted wasn't around. The package I wanted was hard to find. Then I realized they were making a new version of it. And so now I've just been waiting for that. So I have no idea if it's going to be hard to get one, if I'm even going to be able to get my hands on one come January, February. But along the way, some extra money would have helped with the process. And so knowing that I have this much to spend or that much to spend, and I've been telling her I want to up it and I want to get an RS3 now instead of a Golf R, which is like $15,000 more, and it's way out of my price. I probably won't get one, but I've been like, let's sell our Lego. It'll totally even out because we have probably somewhere between 10 and 15K. If we were to walk up to like a one person and sell it, it would probably be closer to the 10. If we individually sold our items, especially if we eBayed them and we had success, it could be closer to 15 or 20,000. So, like I said, a lot of the stuff we've got has gone up, but not as much as we'd like. And, that's the thing about collectibles, and that actually takes me right into my next segment of collecting. I actually saw a post not long ago that literally caught my attention, and I set a calendar reminder immediately, and it was for one of my favorite artists, MF Doom. They were doing a collaboration with this group called Super 7 Figures, and Super 7 was going to make a giant 16-inch Mad Villain, which is the character that was sort of created off comics and such for an album that's noted as one of maybe the best hip hop albums of all time. And I'm not saying that from me. It is one of my favorites. I'm saying that from like the masses. Like the Mad Villain album between Madlib and MF Doom is arguably one of the best produced, listened to albums ever. Now, Eminem and a lot of other people have more fame, but like they say MF Doom is your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. Think about that. The person you like the most probably likes him or learned or honors him, right? So he is a huge staple of community. Unfortunately, he died a few years ago. But they talked about making this new collectible 16-inch, and it wasn't long before the date showed up, and I got one. And I told you guys I got one, and within 30 minutes of the link going live, they sold out. So I'm so glad I got one. At that point, I was actually bummed out I didn't buy two. But here's where it gets a little bit muddied up, and back to the thought of collecting, you never know what's going to be a good collectible item or not. Super 7 released some smaller 3.5-inch reaction figures of MF Doom a couple years ago. They were $25. They're easily selling for $75 or $100 now. So small investment, small returns, but the value has gone up. This though, they were only going to sell like 1,000 of them. They sold out so fast, they decided to up the order. They actually changed the number to over 10,000 now. The only thing that I got going for me as far as collectability goes, now I'm not trying to sell this. I'm not trying to get money. This is something I wanted for me personally. But collectible-wise, the only way this is going to make any kind of financial gains in the future is if I find somebody overseas who has a lot of money. And I say that because the figure was $300, right? The shipping, I guess, to get to the UK was over $300. So I'm not sure why or how that happened or what blip the manufacturer made as far as mistake on that. But there was a lot of people that were like, bro, I'm not paying $300 for shipping for a $300 figure. Like, that's wild. And I'm with them. I wouldn't have paid $600 for that figure either. So someday it might be worth something, but the box that comes in is, I might not even take the thing out of the box because it's like, it's almost like a Pop Funko box, how it has like a window and you can see the figure and it's got like all this art along the side. It's actually really cool. So I'm excited for that. I don't know when it'll be here, but I believe they don't ship until January. So that was August 3rd, I think is that what it said? Uh, August 5th is when it went live. So, right at the beginning of the month, and it won't ship until January. Now, one of the highlights of my month, I had a really busy month. There are months where I'm like, we didn't leave the house, we didn't do much, let's talk about video games or whatever, right? This was not one of those months. This was also a very monumental month for me. My first nephew was born. And he was born a couple of weeks early. So a little bit of turmoil in the whole process, unexpected early arrival. My brother and his wife had just moved, and they thought they had 3 more weeks to settle in and do stuff. Didn't work out that way. So baby came a little early. We went and saw them. Jillian's actually provided a ton of help, unpacking boxes, moving these around. She's been up there 2 or 3 more times than me now. Usually on days that I work, so it's unfortunate that I couldn't join, but at the same time, it is what it is. But it's definitely been awesome getting to know my nephew. It was kind of expressed that, like, didn't want a lot of photos and a lot of stuff. We got tons of photos of Reese, Jillian, a whole bunch of people holding him, but I couldn't resist at least showing one. So that was me meeting my little nephew and holding him for the first time. Roughly 30 seconds after this photo was taken, he crapped his pants so hard. And yeah, so welcome to the family. I'm here. Like, that's just how it is, right, babies? I believe he was 6 days old when we were holding him here. So pretty awesome stuff. You know, I have 2 younger brothers, for those of you who don't know. They're actually half brothers. My middle brother, Tyler, he was born when I was 12 years old, and Alex was born when I was 14 years old. So at 15 years old, I was kicked out of my dad's house. And so actually, it was like literally like it was 14 and a half when I got kicked out. And so I didn't have a lot of time with Alex in the house with me. Tyler, I had a year or 2. But not so much with Alex. So as time went on, my dad and his wife and the kids, they lived about an hour and a half away. And you know, the wife, the mom of my brothers, you know, not a big fan of mine. I made some poor choices as a teenager, and so I didn't really have a big relationship with them. And Tyler and I always stayed in contact, but you know, like every 3 or 4 months, talk and hang out and whatever, and see each other at Christmas and, you know, stuff like that. But Thanksgiving, obviously, too, because we have pretty good family rapport on holidays. But, you know, ultimately, I wasn't sure if I was ever going to get to be an uncle. Tyler is a ref for the NCAA in high school. He also coaches football for his high school, and he's also a social studies teacher at high school, and he's a big time traveler. So whenever he's got free time, he's always going to like Puerto Rico or Italy or wherever. And so I don't see him, and right now there's really no signs of any long-term relationships or anything. And so I wasn't sure, you know, on it, you know how it is. Usually it's like a time-based thing, right? A person usually gets to a certain age, they usually get married, they usually have kids or whatever. I mean, that's the traditional way. There's lots of ways to go about it, but knowing that both Tyler and Alex were traditional, none of that was happening, and there was really no signs of that happening. And then Alex got this girl, and they were together for a couple of years, and then, you know, you'd ask him about it. Like, you get married? You gonna have kids? Not yet. No, you know, and then things happen, right? So his wife is amazing. I love her. She's awesome. You know, he's awesome. I'm so excited for them. Like, I'm excited for me too, because like I get to go and like hang out and then take off, right? Like with Reese, we couldn't do that, and that was my largest experience. So yeah. So anyways, I see we got Brendan showing up. What up? Welcome to the stream. So yeah, next up, I figured I'd give you guys a quick sunflower update. The wall of sunflowers is like real. My wife and my mother-in-law are responsible for planting every single one of those. Whoops, didn't mean to unpush the button. Got a couple of different views here. Some of those are legit like 14, 15 feet tall. and they're not done yet. Some of them are actually falling over too. They've kind of uprooted themselves, got too big. There's the wife, spotted in her natural habitat. She was having a good time out there watering and tending to her dahlias as well. Now, little story on the dahlias there. Those are the pink flowers in the front side there. We got some other purple and some white and some other colors that are mixed in that you can't see right now. But dahlias were something that my great grandmother absolutely loved. Like, it was her favorite flower. And well, that and rhododendrons. There's a story on that too. But dahlia, her love for dahlias was passed down to my grandfather, who then passed it on to his wife. And I know I've mentioned this before in the past, but you know, they used to have like a pretty decent farm where they had all sorts of crops: corn, grapes, you know, carrots, potatoes, you name it. They grew a lot, and a pretty large section of a farm. We're not talking like commercial farm, but like a, you know, private farm. And over the years, Grandpa got tired of tending to the crops and this and that, and the crops became dahlias. And so this giant patch of what was the garden stayed the grapes, and on the other side of it, it became like this dahlia farm. And then he was like, he had blues and purples and greens and all these different colors. You know, and every 2 years he would pop the tubers up and split them and then plant more. And so like the dahlias became more and more and more robust. And before we knew it, the majority of the garden was dahlias. Now, unfortunately, my grandfather passed away and they moved out of that house. And, you know, I used to help him split the tubers and all that stuff every summer and, or well, every spring. And, you know, I'm so bummed we didn't get any of those. However, Jillian has started her own dahlia farm. And I believe you can see some of the white ones there too in the bottom right corner. But I believe there's another photo that, there we go. You can see, I mean, those are so beautiful, like lots of pinks, reds, and last but not least, I figured we should show a bee. Look at all that pollen in them legs. Bro's got leg warmers on. It's too hot for that, bro. It's way too hot for that. But good stuff. So next month, I probably won't have much of a sunflower update because they'll probably start falling over. We've already chopped a few and started sorting them for seeds and such for next year. The only sad part is that 2 years ago, we met this guy who had a sunflower farm. And he had like 7 different types of sunflowers. And one of them was I don't remember what they called it. He had a term, he called them like dinosaur flowers or something like that. And the reason for it is because they get to like 22, 25 feet tall. The stalks on them become like tree trunks and they get huge. We lost the seeds the first summer, found them in the winter, put them in a safe spot for this summer. I couldn't find them at the time of plant. So hopefully we'll find them again. And we will be able to plant those. Because, I mean, the goal is to have like one on each end and one in the middle. And then have all of them fill in between. Now, one thing that I did notice that the wife didn't do is we have these little teddy bear sunflowers that are like, they only grow to like 18 inches, 24 inches tall. And they're like velvety and fluffy and they look different. They call them teddy bears because they look like they're fake almost. They're fuzzy. And we were going to plant those at the bottom and then mix it. So we were going to have like it just didn't work out. And funny enough too, there's a ton of rogue seeds that drop every year. We've got some on the side of the house that have just grown up all on their own. We didn't plant any this year, but there's like, 7-8 foot plants. I see Vincent sliding in. What's up, dude? Welcome to the stream. I'm really surprised the Teflonator hasn't made it yet. Like, I mean, you'd think that he's been called. We bumped him off the list and everything. All right, well, the last thing I really did this month as far as getting out and about was I went to a Volkswagen BBQ. I did not really take any photos. We were only there for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. We went with some friends who had plans to go to the beach afterwards. We just didn't realize they were going to go basically as soon as we got there. So we pulled up. We were fairly early. The barbecue started at 9 and it went till 7 in the evening. So showing up at 10 was probably a little early. 10:30, I think, is when we got there. We left by noon. Very little was going on at that point. We got our merch. We talked to some people. I ran into a couple of people I hadn't seen in probably over a decade. Got some talk going about selling my Volkswagen Coupe that I've had for a long time that I want to get rid of. Mostly junk, but it's parts that come with it that could be utilized in somebody else's build. His son actually has the same car as I have, and a lot of the parts and stuff would be very beneficial to him. And I'm just trying to get rid of it and free up some space, and hopefully it'll happen. But I'll see him again, not tomorrow, but 1 week from tomorrow. Which is it's gonna be interesting to see how it goes, because there's a big Volkswagen show next Sunday. It's one that I go to every year. I plan on going to this year, so I don't know if there will be a stream or not. We're still in Lego Marvel Superheroes. We're in the free roam. I 99.9% sure I will not finish it tomorrow. So we'll have to see how that goes. I might do like an hour stream, or maybe not stream at all the following Sunday. But regardless, the pretty big show coming up, and I'm hoping to have some. I might even race. I'm contemplating. It just depends on how it all goes. Racing is pretty expensive to do. And if there's a buttload of people and I only get to race like 3 times, it's not going to be worth the $50 to do it. So if there's like only like a handful of cars, the good news is, though, I would be racing against pretty much nothing but Volkswagens. But that could be bugs, buses. Last couple of years, there's been EVs there too. So I don't know if we'll see like some Hyundais and things that are trying to put some Volkswagens to shame, because nobody's like restricted from racing. But it's kind of a honor thing. Like, you don't show up in a Hyundai EV to come smoke a bunch of slow Volkswagens. and Justin, while you're there, are you planning on going next weekend? And if so, we'll have to meet up, because definitely a pretty big show. We'll be putzing around. As far as I know, I'm going with Greg and Tiffany, my people that I go to all those things with. I have not talked to him yet, but he's the one that's building that R32 Golf. And I mean, it's going to be close. I think it's going to be ready like the weekend after or 2 weeks after, but I don't think it's going to be ready. But if it's ready and he's going to show it, like, that's going to be a pretty big deal. Kind of low on fundage. I don't know what the... Oh, snap! Vincent with a 10-piece! I don't know what the entry is. I think it's like $15, I think. We got Wrestling Snowman. We got Trenton Plays. We got Harvey Durling. We got Aaron M. We got Kimberly Hyslop. We got Zebraman. We got C&M Ink Skating. We got Kevy G in the house. Phone Guy and Bars Zizanecki. Hopefully I said that right. Big time shout out to Vincent for the 10-piece. Love to see it. Thank you, man. It not only helps the channel, but share some love with some other viewers too. Pretty awesome stuff. I'm really surprised Teflon's not here. We have a guy, Teflon, that would normally come and drop $3.99 super chats just to bump you off and claim his throne of donation champ, as he likes to refer to it. We don't mind it. It's pretty funny. But yeah. So one quick little peek. Golf art. Just want to remind you, I'm still looking for one. At least that's the plan. Also, real quick, HTGmerch.com. Check it out. Nothing new, nothing different, all the same stuff, but, you know, it'd be nice to see you rocking a Thumbie shirt or whatever. And then, so I do want to talk about stream schedule. So it's been talked about Funko Fusion, and we've been asked if we're going to do Lego Indiana Jones 2 and things like that. Guide-wise, our next guide is going to be Funko Fusion. The game comes out September 13th. We're going to be jumping into that as soon as we can get our hands on it, hopefully early. Even if it's only a day or two, just to get a head start and have a couple of videos ready is always so relieving. At the end of the day, I shouldn't feel any pressure, because I'm going to get done what I'm going to get done. People are going to watch what they're going to watch. And even if I get the whole thing done before the release comes out, not everybody's going to watch it. So the algorithm has not been in my favor as of late. Hopefully we're changing that with the changes we've made streaming over on the other channel and doing Lego and guides over here. Justin with a singlet. Let's go. Flobo for the win. So yeah, Funko Fusion coming up. As a result, that's going to change our stream schedule a little bit. So I know I've been like, everybody get over here, watch. We're going to stream all the time. We are, but we're going to slow it down and pump the brakes a little bit for September. So this is what it's going to look like. We're going to be doing the Muckingham files over on HTG TV for Power Wash Sim on Mondays at our normal time of 10 a.m. Pacific. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are going to be blacked out for now. Those are going to be Funko Fusion guide days. So just definitely, hopefully, every one of those days there will be a Funko Fusion video on the main channel, but that's not guaranteed. I don't know how it's all going to work out. Things are going to be challenging as they usually are on the PS5. Just because of recording and capturing and making mistakes and things. Lego games, you could often quit the level and it would say, if you quit now, all progress that has not been saved will not be saved. And then you could like literally any mistakes or anything you did could be wiped. And it was really easy. I don't know that Funko's going to work that way. So it's going to be extra challenging to see if I can complete this without mistake. Like, I mean, look at Lego Skywalker Saga. We had 180 videos or something like that. Do you know how many mistakes I made along the way? Quite a few, but I was able to quit app or revert my save with my manual cloud save, which is going to be my only hope for Funko Fusion too. So hopefully that'll all work out. Hopefully all the videos, hopefully it'll play just like Lego in the sense that we can do all the story videos before returning with the collectibles and extras that will be unlocked for playing the story, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyways, we got Panini's out there. White Rabbit's out there too. What up, guys? Welcome to the stream. But yeah, so basically, Fridays will continue to be Apex/Fortnite. Just kind of depends on what I'm feeling and what kind of a team I can round up. And then, of course, we're going to continue with our Sunday Lego streams. It's right now, it's Lego Marvel Superheroes. We're going to be taking a vote here in a couple weeks to see what is going to be next. And you guys are going to decide that. So let me get my list out real quick. Looks like the choices will be Lego Lord of the Rings, Lego movie, Lego Hobbit, Lego Batman 3. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then probably Lego Jurassic. So I'm going to guess, I'm going to bet money that Lego Jurassic's going to win that vote. I'm not trying to foreshadow. I don't have a preference, honestly. It's been forever since I played Lego Hobbit or Lord of the Rings. So knowing that, I'm part of me wants to go back and replay those and see if they are as bad as I remember them. And you know, historically, I've said that those are my least favorite. There's no Lego game that I hate. There really isn't. There are Lego games that I like more than others. That's the best way to put it. And Lego Lord of the Rings, I remember the wizard puzzles just being really terrible. The mithril bricks concept was a little unsure for me for a while, so I felt uncomfortable with that. Because like you earn these mithril bricks, but then you had to spend them. But did you have enough, or did you make the right stuffs? Or, you know, like I was always questioning whether that was the right play or not. So a little stressful in that sense. So we'll see. You know, you guys will be the deciding factors. You know, if Lego Movie does get picked, that'll probably be like a 5-stream deal before it's done, because that's a pretty short one. But that's okay. Like we're gonna get through them all. The other day, Gray recommended that I replay Lego Jurassic, as it's on sale right now for PC, or not Jurassic. Sorry, Harry Potter. And Jurassic's his favorite. I always think Jurassic, I'm thinking great. But anyways, Lego Harry Potter is on sale for PC right now, and he was suggesting, and we will at some point probably replay all of these again on stream, because there's lack of Lego games, and that's what we've been doing on Sundays. So you guys like jumping back into the nostalgia, hanging out with me while we do it. I find it super fun, and it's one of our better performing streams. So I love Sundays. Sundays are great to me. The only downside is that it's like right in the middle of our day. So usually Sundays are like one of my only days of the week that I get to hang out with the family and do stuff. So Sundays are usually ruled out, just like I was talking about the Volkswagen show coming up. So we'll see how that all works out. Let's see. I'm going for Lord of the Rings. I bet Jurassic will win. Yep. I'm just guessing, just because it has a higher popularity rate. And a lot of people, oh, Jurassic World failed so bad sales. Really? I think it's one of the more favorite Lego games of people, and I think it has to do with just the love for Jurassic more than it is the game itself. But I don't know. I think Lego Harry Potter and Lego Marvel are probably the most popular. I don't know. I've never seen any sales charts that are for sure, so I don't really know. So, I mean, that's pretty much it for story time. I do have Patreon shouts and some love to give there. And then, you know, obviously AMA, Ask Me Anything, and I'll do my best to report the goods. But real quick, let's go ahead and give some shout outs to the Patreon supporters at patreon.com/happythumbsgaming. You can support us directly. And these people right here have done so at $5 or up. We get a couple changes every month. One or two will drop off. One or two will add up. And, you know, this is just one other way that you guys can support us directly. We very much appreciate all that you guys do, whether it's watching, whether it's gifting, whether it's donating. All of it is greatly appreciated, and I know that anybody and everybody around HTG loves and appreciates it too. So big shout out to those $5 and up guys. We also have a few $10 and ups too. In no particular order other than the list that they show here. We got John Bondi at $10 and up. Thank you so much for your support, John. You've been a huge support with donations, watch time, just overall love and positivity, not to mention your help with the in-game tactics. He's been helping out with Deadpool and other stuff. So greatly appreciate your time and your support, John. And thank you for the Patreon as well. Next up, we got Dougie Fresh 613. We got love for the Doug. In fact, he's going to be putting in some work for us here in a couple of weeks, working on that guide for Funko Fusion. We probably won't hear a lot from him as far as the channel side goes, but just know that without him, I would not be able to put together the guide videos for lots of previous projects and future projects as well. Let's see, what's this? That's weird. And then next up, we got Michael Korsberg. Thank you so much, Michael, for your support. Much love. I went to a concert this month. You got to see some footage of some stuff. Hopefully you had some fun and got out, and hopefully I'll get to see some of that. I usually give Michael like a keyword so that he can post it. It's kind of like a weird little like an Easter egg thing that we do. So let's just go with Funko Fusion this month. That's what's on the topic. That's what we're going to be playing soon. So Funko Fusion is your keyword this month. Can't wait to see it. Last but not least, at $10 and up, we got Bonnie Miller. Thank you so much, Bonnie, for your support. Much love. Would love to hear from you. Hope all is well. And oh to the yeah. So we're officially all caught up on all things planned for today's game break. What else we got here? Anything? I thought Star Wars was most popular. You know, as far as sales, I think Star Wars had the most initial sales, but let's be clear on that. If you advertise and market something that people want for over 2 years, you're likely going to build up a lot of extra followers and hype for that, right? I'm not hating. I'm not saying it was done intentionally or anything. I mean, obviously it was a developmental issue that slowed the process down. But ultimately, I do feel like the numbers are a little, skewed on that because of the fact that, they took so long. Like if they would have drug out like DC supervillains for that long, that was a great game. Huge. Lots of lovable characters from, the DC franchise. I think it would have done tremendous numbers too, and any of them, right? You drag something on for that long, you get that many people interested in knowingly about it. Because think about it, all those people, if the game would have come out on time and then like 2 years would have gone by, I bet you the same amount of people would probably buy the game. But the difference is that there was all that preemptive pre-order early stuff that sort of padded those numbers a little bit, I think. And again, numbers are numbers. Sales are sales. Like, people bought the game. I'm not hating on it. I just feel like that had a little bit of extra help with that extra time for marketing and all of that, right? So, anyways, what else you guys got? Any questions or anything out there? I mean, the Lego Star Wars games have been super kind to me. Skywalker Saga is beautiful, played great. I mean, there was a couple of blips, but I mean, in a huge game like that, a couple of blips is not even really noteworthy. Um, the biggest hurdle for that is that at the time when I recorded the videos, there was one particular task that was broken that allowed me to proceed, but now they've fixed it and it looks like I cheated the system. So I don't like that about it. And I know at one point too, there was an early update that actually moved a mini kit location, at least one, if not two, in a particular level. And so people were like, what the crap? The mini kit is not there. And luckily they patched the patch and they returned it. So, there was one that was like supposed to be on like an art easel, and you smashed the art easel and it popped up. It wasn't there. It was somewhere else in another location. Like, it was really weird. And an update did that. So those are the only things that bothered me, is when they make an update and they change something that we had already documented. Beyond that, though, I have very little complaints of the Star Wars. I love The Force Awakens. That was like one of my favorites, top five up until Skywalker Saga came out too. So yeah, favorite Fortnite season. I don't even know the difference, honestly. This is Marvel. I couldn't tell you. We were talking about this yesterday. I have no idea how or why they do the chapters and seasons the way they do it. Is it season 1, chapter 5, chapter 1, season 5? I don't know. I don't track that stuff enough. I like the earlier times, but I also hated the build mode. So, back when like Moisty was there and like the OG basically. But I also hated the builds, because as soon as I ran into one of those builders, I was dead every single time. I mean, even if I had Tyler P carrying me, I still was dead every single time with those builders. I don't know why. I could never build like those guys, but I just couldn't. And I know Tyler didn't ever really focus on learning to build crazy. He could build walls and protect himself, but some of the, like Callan, I was mentioning Callan, he is a crazy Fortnite builder. And, he's playing on PC, so he can like do this weird, like, it's like a little flick thing that he does with his fingers and hand. All of a sudden, he's got like a 2x2x2. And I'm like, whoa, how did you do that? I'd never, especially on controller, I just don't think that's an advantage. But those early days, like the purple people eater, they had the like silenced purple pistol, and, the swamp was there and all. Yeah. I mean, I love those days. I prefer the no build mode now that that's available, but I also hate, like yesterday we played a little bit. And if your team doesn't find the mythic weapons or whatever they're called, like, the gauntlets and the auto turrets, and like, if you find a team that has 2 or 3 people with those things, it's just like running into somebody who can build really. You're almost you are at a disadvantage. And, so that's one thing I don't like. I don't like that about the current seasons and how they do things, and the fact that, I really wish there was sort of like a no build basic mode that didn't have all this craziness going along with it. I think the player count is big enough that they could do that. Like with Apex, they'll funnel their players into certain modes or limited time modes because they want to check them. They want to test, and they want the majority of people to play them. I don't necessarily want to play quads in Apex. I miss duos in Apex, but they're not giving it. And same with the maps. Like, they'll give us certain maps to play so they can get their data and whatever. I mean, I know they're just doing it for like data tracking and stuff, but I prefer the flexibility and the abundance. Like, I just don't think Apex has a big enough player count to do that, where Fortnite, I do believe, does. No Lord of the Rings, never saw it. So you wait, never saw the game or never saw Lord of the Rings movies? That'd be pretty wild if you never saw the movies. I know that, like, I have a friend that's never watched Game of Thrones. And I was like, that's pretty impressive. Like, pretty much everybody's seen some Game of Thrones, even if you didn't like it, right? Like, it's impressive. I haven't seen the new one. What is the Dragon Family or Dragon Keep or Dragon Queen or whatever the new one is? I haven't watched any of that. And we might at some point, but so you've never seen the game. So Lord of the Rings, Lego Lord of the Rings was actually something that was out for a while. And The game, TT and WB actually lost the rights to the game. So for a long time, if you didn't own a digital copy or you didn't have a disc copy, you couldn't buy it. You could still find used ones at like, eBay or places like that. GameStop probably had some for a while as well, but you could not find the digital version to purchase. Now, I believe they've rectified that, and I think that you can buy the digital version again. So for a while, it was like actually hidden and you couldn't find it unless you bought a used copy or already owned it. So yeah, it's pretty big. It covers all the movie stuff pretty well. It's got tons of names I can't pronounce, which is hilarious for a lot of people. So that'll be fun if it does get picked. But ultimately, I don't know. We'll see. Phantom asks, Remnant from the Ashes. Can it be played single player? And did you enjoy it? So Remnant from the Ashes, is that the first one? I don't remember what there's Remnant and Remnant 2. I only played the first one and it was okay. Now, so essentially it's sort of like a Souls-like game, but with guns. So the bosses are pretty tough. There's a fair amount of repetitive grind in between the bosses. And then each boss pretty much has a certain tactic, weapon, or way to approach it. And we didn't know none of that. None of that. Tyler P had played through it and knew all the tips and tricks. So we just literally jumped on his back and he rode us all the way through that. We talked about playing 2, but, with his schedule and Gray's schedule, we just couldn't line that up. At least not yet. We haven't been able to. I don't know that we will play 2. I didn't love that game, and I didn't hate that game. I had fun with it, but I think a lot of the fun had to do with the fact that it was literally like, follow Tyler we were just on it was like he was our tour guide, and we were just following him around, bouncing, and hey, I need some help over here. Come kill this guy. Okay, cool. He's dead. Cool. Let's go. So kind of like we did with, what was that one? Minecraft. What was the Minecraft adventure one? About 2 years ago, Powley. We rode Powley all the way through that one. He hooked us up because he was like a really high level, and the high level could come in to a lower level, and it didn't offset the bad guys in such a way that made us useless. So it was pretty nice. Yeah, Legends. No, that was the more recent one, wasn't it? Wasn't Legends the one that Tude and Gray and I played? I don't remember who all played through. I want to say Powley and maybe Tude. Maybe Gray as well. Anyways, that was a long time ago. And, so some of those games can be fun if you got somebody that knows what they're doing and carries you. You mentioned solo, though, so it doesn't sound like that's the case. I mean, if you can get your hands on it for free and try it, it's worth checking out for sure. I don't know if that's going to be your preference of game. You may love like Dark Souls and those kinds of games, but they're historically pretty tough. So as long as you got a guide or somebody to help you get through some of it. I don't remember none of it. The one thing I remember the most about that game is I'd go to break and I'd come back with Tyler and Gray doing something highly inappropriate with the characters. That's the thing I remember that's the thing I remember the most was Gray and Tyler being inappropriate with my character and their characters. So I'd leave, go on BRB, and I'd come back and there'd be like some weird stuff happening. Grunts and groans aren't for all games. Let's just say that. Iron Man, what up? Been watching your mini kit guides. Helpful since trying 100% Lego games. Nice. PS3 and PS4. You're going way back. All right. PS3. Fun stuff. We were not too long ago playing on the PS3. One of my favorite games of all time is on the PS3, and you can't find it anywhere. Can't buy it anymore. Can't do anything. Pain. I know I streamed that for a couple weeks a few years back. It's just a stupid, mindless, more or less a tech demo that sort of turned into a task list or a game. Lots of different things you could do. I don't know why I had some. BHU and I spent so much time on that game back in the day. This was actually even before. So what we used to do is I don't remember exactly how it would happen, but we would get on our PS Vitas. I think it was the Vita. It might have even been PSP. We'd get on one of the old handhelds. I think it was Vita, and we would get into a game on the Vita so that we could talk to each other, and we'd have our little headsets because PlayStation 3 didn't have party chat. Unless, I mean, it didn't have like an open party chat where you could be in any game and play. So like you could be on one game and I could be on another game, but we could talk. We had to be on like both on SOCOM or both on whatever in order to be in that game's lobby so that we could chat to each other. So we would do that on the PlayStation Portable and be talking to each other while playing. And man, those were wild days. That was a long time ago. Boo and I have known each other for a long time. We're getting old. Some of us are getting real old. 100% completed Lego Star Wars 3. Clone Wars, nice. The one that Dougie did. You uploaded walkthroughs of 2008 games in 2019, funnily enough. Well, we did streams of Lego Star Wars 3. We also did, we did a few games late, like we did Lego Batman 1 real late. We did Lego Indy real late. So yeah, some of those earlier ones that were pre-HTG got done later. What's up, WW Expo? Let's buy Legos at Walmart. Whoa. Okay. You can buy me some Lego if you want. What up, Rob? Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. Have we seen Matt out there today? Are the Preston Bros both here? No. No, I'm scrolling back. I don't see Matt. Matt's not out there. Preston Bros are not united. I thought for sure we might get a little hello from Connie too, as Connie was gifted a membership earlier. Let's see. Matt's out there. What up? Preston Bros Unite. What up, guys? Good to see you. Good to see you. We're actually just kind of getting towards the end. I've gotten through all the important stuff. We had some videos of a concert I went to. Oh, you know what? I actually didn't show you. Ha! I just remembered something. I mentioned not taking very many photos of the barbecue. I did take a couple, though. I don't think I showed you these. I think I jumped right over them. So, you late arrivals get to see some content yet still. So, Herbie pulling in here. Quite a few show cars over in the corner there. Probably 30 or so cars in that back pocket corner. This was actually the very entrance, the entrance of the place. So, my car is actually about 100 feet behind me on the left. In fact, you can see it here. I flipped around and looked. My car is way down there. There's a guy sort of walking in the middle of the cars. Mine's the one right after that. But lots and lots and lots of cars there. Pretty fun stuff. They also had a dyno there. So if you're not familiar with what a dyno is, it's basically some roller wheels that you park and secure your car on, and it measures horsepower, torque, and other things. So I wanted to dyno my car, but unfortunately they did not have enough spaces, and it was a really weird, janky process. And each car that, in fact, I'm sure they had to cancel a few of the appointments because it just took so long. So real quick, see this right here? I just want to show you this real quick. That was the dyno garage. The way this worked, though, was weird. I've never seen a dyno like this before. So you pulled your car into the garage, right? And you pulled up onto a lift. The lift then brought you up. It looked like a standard lift like you'd use to get under a car to change the oil or whatever. You lifted the car up. Once the car was lifted, you'd then have to pull it forward like another couple feet. Now, it was only a two-wheel dyno, so it only had the front wheels, and they would hook up the cars. I sat here for probably 20, maybe 25 minutes waiting for them to do a run on this GTI. They did not do it. I finally gave up and walked away. So I thought I was going to get to see like a dyno run and get to show you guys, but it was clear they were never going to do it. And it took forever. So the whole time we were there was probably two and a half hours. And I think they dynoed 2 cars in that. And they had cars in it, like moving in and out and strapping down and all that. So like, I don't know if they got through their list of cars. I have no idea. And the cars that were doing the dyno too, I was really curious. Like, I know everybody wants to dyno their car, but if you've not done any work to your car, why would you want to dyno? Why would you want to pay money to see? I've not done any modifications to my car, but I want to know what the horsepower. Wouldn't you just look at the actual specs of what your car was supposed to come with and have a general idea? There was this one guy that actually did a motor swap, but it was like, it was a gas powered car to begin with. He swapped it with a diesel engine, and he had 146 horsepower. I was just baffled. Like, I mean, as somebody who loves cars and going fast and dynoing and all that, like numbers, like I wanted to see like 4, 5, 600s, you know, or at least high 2s or 3s or something, you know. And so I don't know. I was like a little bummed out by the whole event. And like I said, I got to see some people I hadn't seen in a long time. So that was the highlight for me. Just getting out of the house on a beautiful day. The one thing that sucked about it too is you can't really see, but on the right-hand side there was a giant warehouse. I think you can kind of see it in this front. Yeah, not really. So there's a giant warehouse and it was filled. So Tectonics Tuning is who put on this barbecue. They make exhaust systems and other parts for most Volkswagens and some Audis and some other BMWs and stuff too. But it was basically like that. The whole warehouse on the right was at least 100 yards long. And it was probably at least 100. So it was like a big square, like 100 by 100, I would say. And filled with shelves of pipes and, you know, mufflers and resonators and downpipes and just like stacks and stacks and stacks of pipes. So they would literally go and pull, because we actually saw them. They would go pull a pipe from here and a pipe from here and a muffler and a resonator, and they'd throw it in a box and they would ship it out. Like that's how they were doing it. It was really weird. The problem is that there was yellow jacket nests everywhere, and they had no yellow jacket traps or nothing. So it was literally like they had food there. And there was so many. And it's like normally like farmland. It's literally halfway between my house and the beach out in a town called Sheridan. Sheridan has like a population of like 700 people in it. It's the tiniest little podunk town. And literally, I'm sure there was yellow jacket nests everywhere out there because it's just farmland, right? But they were not happy to see us. People were constantly swatting and it was terrible. It was kind of a hostile environment, really, because of the yellow jackets. But all in all, it was a fun trip and glad I went. I hope to go next year and hopefully it'll be better. Hopefully I'll get my car dynoed. Hopefully I'll have a Golf R by then, which I wouldn't be able to dyno because it'd be all-wheel drive, and that was only a 2-wheel drive dyno. So can't spin all 4 wheels if you only got 2 rollers, right? So anyways. 6 Lego games because I forgot, 1 because of your help. What's your first game console? My first game console was long before most people. It was I always forget if it was the Intellivision or the ColecoVision. It was technically my dad's, but my dad bought it for me. So it was the Intellivision. Right? Intellivision. Whoops. It was basically like a knockoff Atari. That's the best way to explain it. Knockoff Atari. Yeah, it was the Intellivision. Didn't have a lot of games for that before getting an NES. It was shortly after that my dad got me my own NES. So technically my first owned gifted console was the NES. And I got it the second year they were around. So I missed out on the first Christmas. And one of my friends, the Duckett family, there was 2 boys and a girl that were lucky enough to get one. They had the whole gyro and duck hunt and all that stuff. But mine was just the Mario bundle with just Mario and the 2 controllers. But that was my first one. I loved it. And my dad totally pulled the whole, if you guys have ever seen Christmas Story, where, you know, you'll shoot your eye out. The dad hides the Red Ryder BB gun behind the piano and tells, you know, they open all the gifts and they're super bummed he doesn't get his gift he wanted. The only thing he'd ask for is that Red Ryder BB gun, and opens up everything, super disappointment. And dad's all, hey, what's that over there? You should go look over there. I'm 99% sure that movie was not even out yet, right? I don't think that movie had even been made yet. And my dad did that. He hid the Nintendo wrapped up behind the piano, funny enough. So I opened up everything and I was bummed. My parents had just split. It was my first Christmas where my mom wasn't living in the house. but she had come over for Christmas morning to celebrate and to try to keep normalcy for me. And so them seeing me, oh man, like I lost it when I saw it. What? So pretty cool experience. It's a memory that I will never forget, which is why I've tried to be like trolly and fun with Reese. Like if I die tomorrow, I don't think that's going to happen. But if I did, I just hope I leave like tons of happy, like, God, that guy was a goofball, kind of like I want Reese to remember me as like somebody who loved him and somebody who would do anything for him, but also somebody who would do anything for a laugh for him too. Which, you know what? You guys want to see something? Let me see if I can add something real quick. Speaking of Reese. Hey, Kirsten, I got my hands on the video on one of them. They won't give me the big one, the full one, but I got my hands on one of the videos. So here, let me see if I can get it. Let me add media file. Reese. What's it called? It's called Snapchat. Okay, so little background here. Reese went. Reese went to the Oregon State Fair. And they had what was like a kids band, right? Like the Wiggles. Think the Wiggles. It was a kids band. It was called like Sparkle. I wish I could remember the name. It was Sparkle Time Fun Sauce or something like that. And they were like, hey, we need some people up here. And they pointed at Reese and they're like, come on up on stage. And Reese was like, no. And his friends were like, yeah. And then you can see it. Watch, I'll play it again. 1, 2, 3, here we go. That's my boy. Apparently there was like 3 other dances that got done too. I wasn't supposed to show that to you guys. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Fortnite in the house. Doing Fortnite dances. Yeah, I'm sure he's going to be super thrilled about that. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much all I got for today. Friend on Discord also watched your walkthrough videos for Lego City Undercover. He was trying to complete that game too. Awesome. Glad to hear it, Iron Man. Glad. Hopefully we helped out. I mean, some people love our videos. Some people like my commentary. Some people hate it. Some people listen to me like making goofy jokes and they're instantly like, oh, this guy's such a loser. And then they'll even like send me comments like, you're so annoying. Like, thank you for taking the time to tell me I'm annoying. Like, I don't know what you want me to say. Like, it doesn't hurt my feelings. I don't go, oh no, I'm never going to make another YouTube video. Like, that's not me. I'm not worried about that. Like, I'm sorry that you didn't like it. Hit the mute button. Usually I just drop a comment like that. Like, you got to use the mute button and you still see what's going on. And without, if you don't like my commentary, I get it. It's not for everybody. But, at the end of the day, as long as we're helping, that's what matters, right? I want to make sure that you guys get that 100% platinum, 10,000 G, whatever it is, moving forward and getting that success rate higher. Somebody commented to me this morning that they got 186th platinum today. And a lot of those were due to, videos from helping and stuff. So, 186 platinums, that's quite a few. Now, obviously, we don't have 186 different game guides all the way to completion, but we do have over 4,000 videos up online that have helped people and entertained and laughed and cried and all of the above. So anyways, guys, I've got nothing else. My list is officially completed here. So if you guys got anything else, let's talk about it. Let's whatever. Otherwise, let's go ahead and cancel, get on with our day and move on to whatever's next. We got a stream tomorrow. We'll be playing Lego Marvel Superheroes at the same time on the same channel. So hope to see you there. And then Monday, we will be playing Power Wash Sim, getting the Muckingham files sorted through. We got lots of side jobs to do. And then Tuesday, we will hopefully be platinuming Shoulders of Giants, which was a gifted game by the developers a couple weeks ago, and we're happy. It was a fun game. It's pretty short, pretty simple, enough replayability that it's been fun, enough challenge that it's been fun, and I like the simplistics of it, because like I don't like fetch quests where I have to go here and then go there and then go there and then come back here to deliver the parts and then start it all over and do it again and do it again and do it again. Like I just love carnage and doing stuff. So like being in a planet, destroying the planet, going back, changing any weapons or shields or upgrading skills, going right back into a planet, killing the planet, saving the planet, whatever, I like it. And it was simple. So as it sits, as long as my team provides some wins for me on Tuesday, we will get to that Act 3, which I'll get that trophy. And then I have to complete a level with a friend in friendship mode, which it's a weird concept, and I think we'll be able to do it. But basically, one of us controls the robot, one of us controls the frog. Right now, we're controlling both. So, like, I have my own robot and frog. Kirsten has her own robot and frog. Gerg has his own robot and frog. But this mode will actually combine us. So it's almost like the, what was the name of that movie? Pacific Rim, where you had the big mechs, but it took two people to work together and sync up. Like, that's kind of what we'll be doing. Hopefully I will get that platinum. Hopefully they will too. I know that Greg has one trophy that is very randomly generated and luck-based. Luckily, Kirsten and I both got it the other day, but Greg hasn't got it yet. And then there's also another trophy that they both need to get to the top of the tree. Basically, they need to get an unlock ability for either a couple of different options. There's 2 or 3 different things that can help them get there, but the grapple hook is the easiest. So hopefully they'll both get a grapple hook on Tuesday, and they'll get that. And hopefully we'll all platinum it, because there's nothing worse than one of us getting platinum and the other's not. Like Boo and the Killer Clowns, that took like an extra 3 weeks for him to get platinum. And we played so many games, tried so many things, and it just wasn't happening. And then finally it did. So Booyaka Shao, Ad War says, I just want to thank you for all the help with the Lego games. Glad we could help out. Keep in mind, we've done lots of other stuff besides Lego games. I'm just saying, I mean, with Call of Duties, Uncharted, Sniper Army, Zombie Army, we've got so many different things. Sniper Elite Zombie Army. There, I said it right, finally. Anyways, guys, I think that's it. Let's wrap it up. Wrap it up. Last chance. Going once. Going twice. Hope to see y'all tomorrow. If you have not already, please check out Happy Thumbs Gaming, and HTG merch is available too. We got t-shirts, stickers, and more. Go check it out if you have not already. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell as well. Hey, we'd love to see you over on HTG TV. If you need some links, let me know. As for me, that's going to do it. As always, until next time.